Hmm? Oh. We'll call the February 19th, 2026 regular meeting to order. Please stand for pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Tonight we have Pastor Andrew Pruitt. I want to say Pruitt. People told me I would. Pruitt from the First Southern Baptist Church.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you for this evening. We thank you, God, for all that you do for us. And Father, we pray for this evening as we gather together to just talk through the different things that are happening in our county, Father. We pray for wisdom. We pray for guidance. Just pray for our commissioners, Father. We pray that we honor you in what we do, Father. We pray for our firefighters tonight, Father, that are still battling fires. We thank you for their hard work and dedication to our counties, our cities. Father, we pray for them. We lift them to you. We continue to pray for safety for all of them, God. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you. Hey, do we have any citizens want to comment for the board? Okay, so any citizen desiring to address the commission shall be recognized by the chair, advance to the podium, state his or her name and address in an audible tone for the record. Presentations shall be limited to 5 minutes unless extended by a vote of the majority of the commission. Okay.
My name is Carolyn Huddleston. My address is 316 West 7th Street here in Liberal. January pay record showed raises going to the staff of Cimarron Basin Community Corrections. Before these raises were granted, that agency was already in violation of one of their grant conditions, namely that their pay should be comparable to the pay for county-funded positions. The first document in your pile is evidence of that. Both juvenile and adult corrections operate under the same statutes. The governing authority is you, the Board of Commissioners of the host county. In case there was any doubt about that, next in your pile is a paper with some statutes that make that clear. The regulations pertaining to community corrections define the county as their governing authority and say the county can hire employees to run the corrections programs. These people are county employees. I've also included the latest interlocal agreement, which shows that this set of counties concurs that Seward County is the administrator for everything pertaining to corrections. That's on page 3, if you want to see it in the original document, which follows my sheet with the most critical statutes. Next, there's a page showing the pay at Cimarron Basin now and before these raises, plus another paper showing the bonuses they received in 4 of the last 5 years. Now, JCAPS has written in raises for themselves in the Comprehensive Grant Plan for fiscal year 2027, which starts in July. This is the grant plan coming before the Commission for approval tonight. The next sheet in your pile shows the current pay of the JCAPS staff and the salaries they are requesting. The director of JCAPS wants to increase her salary from $84,280 to $90,630. Her current pay is slightly more than that of the sheriff, who earns $84,003, and getting this raise would place her $6,627 above him and about $20,000 above the undersheriff, who earns $70,983. No raise was requested for one employee, Monica Arredondo, Chelsea's second in command. However, she is already earning $35.88 per hour, which is $74,630 annually. In all of the county, there are only 2 individuals paid by the hour who earn more than this, and one of them is a department head. One of the supervision officers there at JCAPS wants $33.36 per hour instead of $31, and 2 want $31 per hour instead of $28.07. That would mean annual salaries of $69,388 and $64,480. The next sheet has a summary of the pay at the Sheriff's Department. Compare the JCAP's pay to theirs, and let's not forget about the rank and file deputies who are earning $22.33 per hour on the average, which is about $46,446 annually. Next, I've included a printout of all the pay records for January 2026. Lift the sheet up to easily see the data on the pages. Make your own comparisons with any department, and I think you'll agree that these raises shouldn't be granted. The Commission has the authority to refuse them. Please tell Chelsea to revise her grant plan so there won't be any raises. There also seem to be raises written into the Health Department grant applications. If the plan is for these women to continue working 34 hours per week, the money put in for salaries shows a higher rate of pay than what they have been getting. The next paper shows what I'm seeing. Other women may be getting raises also, but because their pay comes from more sources than what I can see here, I don't have that data. You might ask Bree if she was planning raises and for whom. You might note that any raises in these grants are being funded by Seward County, not KDHE, because there wouldn't be the money for any such if Bree dropped the matching down to the minimum the state requires. There's a total of $62,000 more in matching than the minimum required for this set of grants. That's without considering the state formula grant. You can see that data and make comparisons to last year on the page that follows. What I'm hoping the Commission will do here is make it clear to Bree there aren't going to be any raises and that she needs to subtract the money that was to be assigned to raises out of the county matching that's earmarked for salaries. One more thing. The state formula grant information is curious. Bree says no set amount is required, but the matching amount went up $230,000. For what reason? The award for that grant is only around $38,000 and has been pretty constant for the last few years. However, in 2024, the matching was $402,000. By 2026, it had gone up to $650,000, and now for 2027, it's $885,000. Why? It seems like this money is getting committed in some way, and we're at revenue neutral, so why not leave this the same as last year? By the way, there are 4 grants for services that county health departments often provide that Bree hasn't applied for. Those are listed on the bottom of that page. Applying for some of those additional grants could bring in more money and finance more hours for the staff to be working. Any questions?
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, we'll move on to the approve the agenda. I know there are a couple of items that we need to add. So,
Yes. There's a resolution number 2026-06 for emergency resolution on the fires. And then our amended budget.
okay, so if we make 3A the emergency declaration and 3B the budget, does that work for everyone? Okay. Do we have a second to add those items to the agenda?
I second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Lauterbach and a second by Commissioner Vasquez to add Resolution 2026-06, which is an emergency resolution, and as item 3A, and item 3B would be the 2026 budget amendment for both county and rural fire. Okay, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes 5-0. Okay, now can I get a motion to approve the amended agenda?
Commissioner Helen Forrest here. I don't know if you want to add it to the agenda, but
we will have an action item on the VODA resolution following the exec session.
Okay, so Clay, we already voted on it. So can we have another motion to add the item 13C for the voter resolution? So do we have a motion?
Yeah, I'll move that for 13. You said 13, right?
13C.
C for the BODA resolution.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, sorry, thank you, Forrest. We need to also add item 13C, which will be the VODA resolution. That motion was made by Commissioner Lauterbach and seconded by Commissioner Vasquez. No questions, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes 5-0. So now can I get a motion to approve the amended agenda? So moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion to approve the agenda amended by Commissioner Metlin, a second by Commissioner Lauterbach. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes 5-0. Okay, item 2 is the consent agenda. Have a motion.
I'll make a motion for the consent agenda to be passed.
Do we have a second? Second. We have a motion to approve the consent agenda by Commissioner Lauterbach and a second by Commissioner Vasquez. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes 5-0. New employees, item 3.
None that are present. Well, other than, none that are present, sorry.
Okay. All right, we'll move to item 3A, which is resolution 2026-06. It's emergency resolution declaring a state of emergency on February 17th, 2026, and it shall remain in effect for 60 days unless terminated earlier. Do we have a motion to approve that resolution? And it requires all commissioners' signatures.
I'll make the motion to approve the emergency declaration for the fire.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, second. So I have a motion by Commissioner Lauterbach and a second by Commissioner Metlin to approve emergency resolution 2026-06. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes 5-0. Pass that around. Okay, we'll go to item.
Steve, do we need 2 copies for any reason?
Okay, start down there, Hiram. We'll make it go this
So
way.
we got the wrong one?
It's got to be on like hardwood pieces. Whatever you call it. Okay, item 3B is the amended 2026 budget to return to R&R. We discussed this in work session, both for the Seward County budget and the Seward County rural fire budget. So,
Do these need to be separate motions, Steve? Since we have 2 taxing entities?
okay, I asked that a while ago and was told,
And-
no, but I don't
know.
We can ask for us, but we've only, because it's our whole budget, we've only always made one motion, but legal counsel can speak to that.
Forrest, did you hear that?
Sorry, I was on mute. No, I did not. I'm not sure what the motion is here. I don't.
Okay, so we're voting to approve the amended budget, and it's the amended Seward County budget and the amended Seward County rural fire budget. Do we need separate motions to approve that?
So, Forrest, on the certification page that they will be signing to adopt the budget, it lists all of the general fund, and then it lists the other districts, which is your rural fire and your fire equipment. And so we've always just made one motion to approve the budget, but if you feel like we need to change that, we certainly can.
It's how you've always done it in the past. I don't see an issue on that front. I guess we don't have the authority to reduce the mill levy through the budget process. So if the budget, people to misunderstand and think that all we had to do all along was just pass a new budget and that's going to change the mill. The mill won't change until VOTA orders it, which will happen as part of the resolution of the complaint. But back to what will authorize the county to reduce the mill is not us passing a new budget. It's going to be compliance with VOTA's order.
So we premature in making the motion to adopt these budgets if in fact we have no order from VOTA.
Well, we have full control over our spending. So if we want to amend the budget to expressly reduce what our expenditures are, recognizing what we know is going to happen with the tax revenues, I think that's fine.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't want anyone to misunderstand and think that we've had the authority all along to just reduce the mill levy by amending the budget.
Understood.
Okay, so we can go ahead and get a motion to approve the amended budget if everybody's ready.
Maybe the motion would be to approve the amended budget, and if the amended budget also reflects a reduction in the mill levy, that the mill levy reduction would be pending an order from VOTA directly.
Okay.
Do it that way.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I'll make a motion that the Seward County Board of Commissioners adopt a revised or amended 2026 budget. It does reflect a reduced mill levy to revenue neutral rate. This will also encompass the Seward County Rural Fire District. Those rates are pending formal approval or instruction from the Board of Tax Appeals.
Do we have a second?
A second.
Commissioner Helmsley, I'm kind of thinking out loud as we're going through here. And I might need to look. Do we need to notice up a public hearing ahead of the amended budget, just like we did originally?
I believe so.
I can speak
Go
to
ahead.
that.
April has.
I did call the State Division of Accounts and Reports, and as long as we were decreasing the funds and we weren't increasing any fund as we went through them and redid the budget, we do not have to have a budget hearing. And they actually do not require that the county clerk recertify the budget to them unless she so chooses, as long as we were reducing everything.
Okay, that makes practical sense. That's good to confirm. Okay,
Yes.
Forget what I said then.
Okay, so we have a motion by Commissioner Stanton to approve the amended 2026 budget subject with the mill levy subject to the
VOTA order.
VOTA order, and a second by Commissioner Mettlen. So all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes 5-0. Thank you with everyone for all their hard work. Get this back to where we're at. Thank you for the new guys for hanging in there with us. Trial by fire. So.
If you don't mind, maybe we can get these signed after the meeting, because it does require all of your signatures, but it's
Okay.
approved.
We can wait. Is that good?
Stick around after the meeting.
Okay. All right. Item 4 is the tax sale update, tax recovery, Mary Rose.
Good evening, Mary Rose, Seward County Treasurer. So the upcoming tax sale, we are the process that we're at this very moment is that the journal entry has been completed. It is in circulation for approval for all councils who have all parties that are in this case. They have a drafted notice ready to go, and so they're waiting for the approval of the JE, and then they should be able to finalize a date and set publication and then move forward.
Okay, and this will be the journal entry for the last tax
Correct.
real
The last.
estate sale to write off the balance. I mean, to accept the payment, but then there's also
No, this is the journal entry to proceed with the upcoming tax sale.
the upcoming section.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other one, today they met in court for the deeds to be transferred in their names. So that one's moving forward as far as the write-off that you're talking about.
Okay, then once we get you will provide this commission with the recap of the prior real estate sale. That
Yes.
shows the net net proceeds of the sale versus the real estate taxes, interest, and penalties owed on each individual property.
Yeah, it'll be, yes. So whenever we get those transferred to us with the payouts, then we'll give those figures to you guys. And you probably are going to have to take action on some of that write-off once we get it.
There will
Yeah.
be a journal entry to write off the uncollectible balance.
Right. So we're talking two different journal entries. We're talking a financial journal entry, and this is going to be a court journal entry that I was just talking about through the court case.
Okay.
So the financial journal entry, yes, that'll eventually come before you guys once that is in its final stages. But the tax sale that's coming up now, they do have the journal entry filed. They're waiting on all parties to respond back. And so we're nearing. We're getting close. Any more questions?
Mary, could I ask a slightly unrelated question? You had given me some stats earlier today that truly surprised me. I think it would be worth sharing with the whole commission and other members of the community. What percentage of real estate sales or real estate taxes in the first half were actually paid?
So let me grab my phone because I have that data.
Commissioners, we're getting reports that they're able to hear Commissioner Stanton well. They're struggling to hear the others. If you'll please make sure your microphones are on and that you're speaking into them, please.
Test.
Thank
Mic
you.
check, mic check.
Okay, so I think there was some questions about on the real estate. So in 2024, the first half, which is October 1st to December 31st, how many people paid their taxes? And at that point in time, 52% of taxpayers paid their first half of taxes. For 2025, that was at 39%. So we have had a big decrease in paying the first half. The overall, which is, that would include the gas, oil, personal property, real estate, special assessment, specials, and trucks. In 2024, 52% paid that, and in 2025, 40% have paid. So we are down in collection.
How long does that normally take, Mary? That surprises me even back 2024.
So I think
How
that,
long does that take to catch up?
okay, so we do distribution 5 times. But, by statute, they have until May 10th to pay their second half. If they don't pay their first half at that time, then they do incur penalties and fees. I don't know what each person's pocketbook does, but I can tell you that is it something that, that is unheard of? I think maybe the whole scenario that we've had going on since October, maybe some people have decided not to pay. I don't know, but it should catch up. The other point is if they don't pay, then it goes into delinquent taxes for the next year. But I feel like moving forward, will pay out.
And Mary, does that include the ones that you're holding right now, those percentages, did those include the ones that you're holding in payment under protest right now?
So that's all of it.
So you're 52 and 40. Well, 52 was 2024. So for 2025, the 39 and 40%, you've included what you're holding in payment under protest.
So any payment that was made, whether it's a payment under protest being held or whatever, we are down in receiving payments.
Okay. Thank you.
So we have a 23% decrease from the first half. So John, I'm hoping that it'll pick up. That's just kind of where we're at
But
on it.
that should catch up by the second quarter because, as I recall, most entities, April, it's like in the budget, don't we account for like a 5%? How much? I'm sorry.
You're correct. The delinquency rate is
Yeah, the delinquent tax rate that we calculate is 5%.
It's figured in there already.
So that will catch up at after the second half payment,
Correct.
or we will have a massive amount of delinquent taxes.
Right. I do distribution before March 20th, so they do have a second distribution coming up. And I, am hopeful that those distributions are where they need them to be at. That by statute, we are I am 100% collection, 100% distribution. So whatever we collect, we distribute 100%. We don't hold anything back. We do hold the payment under protest, which is 45 days that we did have. That is a higher number than what we've seen before, and we all kind of knew that. But moving forward, there was nothing that was withheld intentionally or financial gain or anything like that. It was all distributed out per statute.
Any other questions?
Thank you, Mary.
Okay.
So I do have, anybody else have questions? I have, do you have any questions? I have a couple questions. And again, I may be off on my years, but that's okay. So can you provide, I know we have an upcoming tax sale in the next month or so. Is that correct?
Yes. I'm hoping this month.
Is it scheduled yet?
No. That's the one I was just talking about. It's not scheduled yet.
Was supposed to happen in February.
So it was supposed to happen in January. We had some kickback on that. That's the one that we're waiting on all the councils that is involved in this to sign off on that journal entry so the judge can sign off on it.
So it will happen most likely in March?
Steve, I don't have a clue.
Okay.
I mean, I truly don't know. I mean, I would sit here, I was given promises that it was going to happen in January because that's what I was told.
Right.
There's a lot of legality that's going on with this tax sale, so they're trying to wrinkle out those iron out those wrinkles. So,
Okay, so that would be for that would have been for taxes 22 and prior, correct?
we have 2020 in there. Some of them have 2020.
You have what?
We have some that have 2020 year in there.
Okay, but so you have the upcoming tax sale. Then you have turned another group almost a year ago over for collection for real estate.
Turned over for
That was whatever was forwarded to Clinda Osterman for preparation for the
next tax sale.
after this tax sale.
Yes.
Can you provide the commissioners with a list of those properties?
Mm-hmm.
And then you should have, so again, my years might be off, but then, so we're having a tax sale, hopefully March. They're preparing for another one next year or late 26. And then you should be turning over documents for another year for another tax sale in 27-ish.
So the tax sale so the properties that are going to be turned over for one that we're starting the process. We're starting at the beginning of the race. Those are what's going to be going over there, and they're going to have 2022 included up to the 2024.
Okay. So everything will be
current.
So once those are turned, we will be,
We
I hate to use the word current, but we will be current in our
collections.
the collection of past due real estate up to and including 24.
Correct. So the tax sale that we had with Mr. Foreman that did really good on the books as far as clean up properties, and then this one that we're having coming up again, our first one with this firm should clean up, and then the next one will be straight. We'll be current as far as staying on top of the books to keep them 3 years.
Okay, so can you provide us all with a list of, well, I guess you haven't got it compiled yet, but
I do know how many would go in that tax sale, and there was 16.
okay. I mean, if you could provide us with a list of
Yeah.
those. And also, so oil and gas and personal property,
Mm-hmm.
we're turning those over to CBK, the same thing as, so we would be turning them up to and including 24.
They have 24, yes.
Can you provide the commission with a list of those all?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, and I know you and I have went round and round. I don't mean that, but we have worked on the interest
Mm-hmm.
on the past due accounts.
For the 10,000 and plus.
Has anyone verified that those are correct yet?
I thought you were doing that. You said you were going to compile. I sent you that
I
spreadsheet.
compared to your figures, but I'm not the, I just compared mine to yours, and yes, as I sent you, we're still off, but it's not my, I was doing it just because it didn't look right, because the amount that was showed on the list I had versus what was turned was considerable less. So I compiled all that for you.
So
You
did you not get that email that you asked for after that meeting?
I got it, but
Okay.
we're still off. That's what, and again, I don't know.
We're still off on a particular entity, or are we off?
On the,
Can you, on that specific entity?
Yes,
Okay.
but that's one specific entity out of a number. So I want to make sure, I mean, we're not leaving money, taxpayer money on the table. I want to make sure it's correct. Yes.
So I will pull that up and look at that again.
Okay.
And what are you comparing those figures to? Are you
I'm
are you just
comparing
doing the
one thing is to the figures that you
You're-
provided me on, I think it was 6/30 of 23.
on 6th in June?
That you provided me on June 30th of 23. That was apparently close to the conversion. Do you remember anybody?
We did the conversion October or in 2023, and then we went live August 1st of 2023. So you're comparing the interest that was on that June report of 2023 to the comparison of the report that I gave you after that meeting that I had.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's important that we be consistent and maintain. I mean, again, it's taxpayer money, and we're short of money enough that we don't need to be leaving money on the table. So if you would please check that would be great.
Okay. Do you want me to send out a report to you guys on that? Okay.
Thank you.
Can do that. Anything else?
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
Item 5, Kirk Michael. I look across the audience and see
I don't see Steve.
no one. You can do it? Okay. We have Mark Johnson.
Evening, Commission. Yeah, Mark Johnson with Road and Bridge. Steve was here Tuesday. I was planned to go ride around with him to show him some areas of concern on this new overlay that we laid, some scarring and pitting in the roads. And unfortunately, we got called out for the fire, so he did go drive around to look at them, and he doesn't think any of them's worth any kind of warranty work. And if we did any repairs to it, it could make it worse. So he's not real concerned about those at the moment. So, and I did just get a text from Chief Barkley. They are needing our dozer at 9 a.m. in the morning. So I'll have our operator there.
Very good. Thank you, Mark, and thank you and your crew.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go.
Commissioner Helmuth, before, if I can add a little bit on one of the attorneys in our office has reviewed the policy and followed up with I have the email right here in front with Steve Linehan. They are moving that ball forward. Steve responded today. I don't have his response right in front of me. And I'll give you a quick second. I'll say about that. Okay. He responded on the comments that we offered, and then sent a note that he's going to do some follow up with Brock and Mark to keep moving it forward. So I don't know that there was a deadline for when we wanted to have it done, but it is, the ball is moving in the right direction.
Okay.
That's on your entrance policy.
I'm sorry.
That's on your entrance policy that they're working on.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Now we're item 6, the Acre Strong Advisory Services. Are we supposed to?
So, commissioners, this gentleman had asked to be placed on the agenda. He spoke with Hillary, and then he dropped off a packet with Juan Mesa in our office. He was here on Tuesday, and due to the fire and us having to cancel the meeting, and we offered to put him on by Zoom this evening, and he was not available. So he did ask that we provide the packet of information to you. The main thing that he wanted to talk to you about was his firm works with moratoriums. And if you needed service with moratoriums, that was what he was interested in talking to the commissioners about. Hillary was, am I saying that correctly? That was what he does, but that was his main part. Yeah. So he provides multiple services, but his objective to talk to the commissioners about was a moratorium if you needed additional assistance with a moratorium.
Okay.
Was he offering anything that was any different than we already are working with Trish on? Or we're not certain, really?
I'm not certain about that.
So what do we want to table this? We want to let April investigate it?
Don't think we need to do anything at this point, do we?
No, I'm just, that's,
Yeah.
so we just drop it, go with it.
And we've got it if we see a
Yeah,
need.
There's no,
And I will make sure I reach out to him so he knows where we are in the process.
kind of confusing. Okay, so we'll move to item number 7, which is the fiscal year 2027 comprehensive plan grant application for JCAPS. And this is to review and approve the JCAPS fiscal year 2027 comprehensive plan application. There's no financial impact on Seward County or throughout the 26th Judicial District. JCAPS reimburse 100% of all operational expenses. This is approved by the agency director and JCAPS Juvenile Corrections Advisory Board chairperson. Recommendation is to approve the 2027 fiscal year comprehensive plan grant application for submission to the Kansas Department of Corrections, and to allow the commission chairman to sign the agreement. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I've got questions in 2 areas, and they've been brought up by, I believe, Carolyn, and things that I noticed myself. this does seem to, while these may be funds that come from the state, they are nevertheless taxpayer funds and go through the county. There does seem to be a concern about the pay scales being at, don't know what the exact technical term is, but in line with the other county salaries, and that appears to be not the case. So how are we going to bring those two in line, which is mandated?
So in reference to that, the Kansas Department of Corrections Financial Rules and Guidelines that has been referenced by Leader in Times and Carolyn Huddleston was revised in 2024, December of 2024, which on page 9, under the subsection unallowable expenditures, the final bullet says salary and wage costs. Grantee may not fund bonuses or financial incentives outside of positions' normal salary costs with KDOC grant funds. Grantee must demonstrate salaries for all positions are reasonable and consistent with market rates. It does not say county positions, it's market rates. Our market is court services, as that is who we mirror. And they are also OJA pay and state pay, and that is who we do mirror, and that is who we have, that is what our salaries are based off of. So it is not in line with county funds, but I am following our financial rules as it is not required in our financial guidelines, which I believe all of you have been provided a copy of our financial guidelines that was revised in 2024.
So do you have salary and wage costs from area counties we can compare ours to?
I do not have them from me, but yes, I can definitely get them. I can get them from Dodge, which is the 16th Judicial District. I can also get them from Garden, which is the 25th. I can get them across the entire state if you would like. I would like to add that our salaries, the raises that were put in are based off of a quartile. So I did not jump up to the next pay matrix. I stayed within the 2024 pay matrix that was approved last year. It goes up per quartile on the OJA, which is every 4 years. That is why Monica did not get the pay raise. She has been a JSO for 8 years, so she is capped. Myself and the rest of my staff, we all jumped up a quartile, so our pay stays stagnant for the next 4 years. None of us will be getting a pay raise for the next 4 years based off of the 2024 OJ pay scale. I will say that there is a 2026. However, I elected to not go to the 2026 because we do have to pay for the resources for the youth, and that was not within the budget for me to be able to still pay for the resources for the youth, as that is a primary concern of ours. However, I will get you a copy of all of the entire state's budget or salaries if you'd like.
Southwest Kansas is all as necessary.
Yeah, I can definitely.
We're not going to compare ourselves to Wyandotte County.
Yeah, I can definitely get that for you. I just really wanted to highlight.
From your statement, you're saying that your staff has had no pay raise in the last 4 years?
No, I'm saying that the pay raise that I am adding in now will have a stagnant for the next 4 years. Last year, whenever this was presented last year, we some of the JCAP staff under the previous administrator was at OJA pay. However, not all of them were, and so then
tell me what OJA is.
I have it right here in front of me. I do apologize about that.
Just a term I'm not familiar with.
It is a pay matrix that court services runs under. I do not have the actual description here. Would you mind if I grab my phone?
No, that's fine.
Is that the matrix from the Supreme Court of Kansas?
Yes.
The same one that Community Corrections uses?
Yes.
Or similar on basis? Okay.
Yeah, but I can Google right fast. I'm sorry. Office of Judicial Administration.
Okay. And how do you feel that this fits in with a situation where the county, and again, regardless of where this comes from, these are all taxpayer dollars.
I agree.
From the county or the state. How do you feel this fits in with the current county policy that we're simply not doing pay raises?
I fully understand and I respect that. I understand what is going on with the county and the constituents within the county. I definitely understand how this looks, and I would love for it to not look that way. However, our funding does not come from that. The sheriff's
department comes from my wallet.
It does, and it comes from mine as well, and the rest of my
and
staff's.
Jean's wallet.
And it does. It does, and I am not saying anything bad about the sheriff's department. What they do is unmatchable. I cannot match what they do. Our departments are different. Our department mirrors court services. We supervise diversion. We supervise probation. We supervise parole. We also supervise bond. We also help house police protective custody youth. We just had 7 in our office over the last 2 weeks where I had to cancel my day-to-day operations for that. We are starting a new early intervention program. All of that stuff is completely separate of what the sheriff's department does. We cannot compare to the sheriff's department because they're 2 completely different agencies.
I do understand that. Would you be able to provide to us maybe a 5-year graph of the salaries in each one of your position levels?
Yes, I have that actually right in front of me if you would like to see it.
Sure.
May I approach?
Yeah.
2024. These are all the positions that are highlighted that matches that one. So this is the court officers, 1 to 6 months, 6 to 1 year, 1 to 4 year, 4 years, and 8+ years. This first one here, this is my administrative assistant. This one is intake and assessment. This one is the my juvenile supervision officers, and then this one would be mine.
No, I guess, I'm sorry, I misspoke. I'm wondering if you've got a chart showing us what these salary levels have done over the last 5 years. I think that would be something we would like to look at least I would.
Yes, I can definitely provide that to you. I do have all of the previous years since I've been employed at JCAPS. I have all the previous years' salaries.
I think that's just something that would help us understand what you're working with.
Okay. Yes, we do cover 6 counties, just like Cimarron Basin. We do cover 6 counties and the juveniles within all 6 counties as well.
And am I correct, Seward County is the administrative county for the group?
Yes, it is. You guys are our host county.
Those are all my questions, Steve.
Okay. Do we have any other questions, motions, anything?
Steve, I would make a motion that we table this to the next meeting in order for her to be able to provide the different data that we asked about.
Say, Chelsea, what's your deadline for? Because you have to get it to the other 6 counties also once we approve it. Or
On the juvenile side, I do not have to take it to the other 6 counties. Our agreement with the 6 counties is that you guys are the ones that would make that determination. And I do have a deadline. I have to have this completed and approved and signed and sent to KDOC by March 15th.
okay. So we have to do something by the next meeting. Okay.
And not just a criticism, but if it's possible for you to come before the commission further in advance, I think it would help everything in the future years.
Yes, I will do that. The only reason why I did not this year was because my advisory board met January 26th, and I have to get the approval from them prior to coming to you. So you got this, the meeting Tuesday was the first meeting after that. So next year I will make sure to have my advisory board meeting earlier, so that way we can do that.
And is that the same advisory board as corrections?
No, we have a completely
board?
separate
Okay.
advisory board.
Okay, so we have
Thank
a
you.
motion to table it to the March 1st? March 2nd meeting, 2026. Do we have a second?
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Stanton, a second by Commissioner Vasquez to table the JCAPS 2027 fiscal year comprehensive plan grant application. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes 5-0. Item 8 is the KDHE County Commission pre-approval to apply. For the County Health Department, KDHE grant funds approval and implementation workflow. The Health Department directors bring grants to get pre-approved to apply for KDHE grant funds for S. What's this?
What are you reading?
SFY.
Oh, state fiscal year. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
State fiscal year.
State fiscal year 2027. The grant application is attached. The financial impact for the individual grants totals $315,331 being requested from KDHE. We need a motion to approve for the application for these grants.
May I make a few clarifications after Ms. Huddleston's inaccuracies this evening?
Okay.
There are not any raises inside of these grants. KGIMS has a formula that, for the lack of all better terms, nobody understands. I budget off of that. The important thing to look at when you are looking inside of each individual grants that have been applied to you is the money that we are actually getting from the state and the money that we are actually matching for the state. As previously decided, I will not be giving any raises unless it comes before you guys. Any questions that you have on individual grants, I have all the pages here as well, but I just wanted to clarify that there are not any raises in there. The KGIMS formulas are an enigma of someone's imagination. At the state, I did ask for further clarification on it this year. They did an upgrade. It was a nightmare, for lack of a better term. And we have all pleaded with them to not do that before our next grant session next year, because a lot of the hiccups were not worked out before we were having to get them submitted. Also for state fiscal year, or for the state formula grant, you do see an increase in that. That's because COVID money went away. Some of the stuff that the state pushed back on us that we had to continue to do, or that they stopped doing after COVID. And then the way that we were budgeting from prior years into this year to be more accurate for you, that is the number that we put in, that the number that whatever the county that I'm asking for the county to offset for contractuals and commodities, that's the number that goes into the state formula grant, just as like a placeholder. That number can go up and down within a certain range, but we have to put that in for what I asked for on the budget that you guys got last year, because we are working in 2 separate grant years, 3 technically with WIC, but with KDHE's being July 1 to June 30th, and the county fiscal year being January 1st to December 31st. There's some stuff that kind of overlaps in there, and so just for some further clarification.
Okay, so do we have any questions?
Yes. Just so everyone's clear, Bree and I had a phone conversation last week about the budget, and she was extremely helpful, and I learned some things. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So just 2 questions. I think I'll distill it down to. So the numbers that are in your grant request can give the appearance of salary increases?
Yes.
Okay, but that's using a formula you are required to use that's dictated by the state?
Yes.
Okay. Where do we then keep the salary data against which we are making sure we don't have pay raises? Where is that occurring?
So I keep a spreadsheet that also is what I base off of, that Juan keeps for payroll. It is of their base amount that they get, like $20 an hour, at how many hours that they're being budgeted to work for the year, which is 34. And then that is the total that I plug into KGIMS. At that point, I don't know, like I said, what the system does with it. But I keep that so no adjustments are made without going through you guys, April, and payroll. So all that, the hard numbers that they're making an hour are kept with Juan, and then I also keep that on a spreadsheet for me.
Is that just something I'm not saying to hold this up, but something you can provide to the commission just so we know?
Juan has it. I mean, it's something that you guys are approving within the whole budget itself. I'm not changing it from what's being budgeted at all. I mean, yes, I can give that to you if you would like it, but everything's with payroll.
Okay. Mm-hmm. In the off chance that the state of Kansas and KDHE are magnanimous to you, what do we do with the extra money? If they fund you at a higher level than you're anticipating?
They will not fund me any higher than this number. These are my wish list numbers as well. They might not give me this.
I understand that.
If they give us extra money, it has to come back to you guys per the procedure that I created last year. or this year, whatever year, I don't know what day it is, guys. Whenever I created the procedure last fall, that all, if they give us more money, like for instance, I'm going to get, we're anticipating an increase in family planning with some overages. I have to bring that back to you guys for that addendum to be approved, for it to be exactly where it's going to be spent, and then we get the money from Kate. Then I send that back to the state. So there's nothing that you guys are not seeing before we're doing something with it.
So just so everyone's clear, any reallocation or excess funds come back before the commission.
Yes, sir. If I get less money, I will let you guys know. But if more money, of course, has to come back to you guys.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions, comments? Okay. Do we have a motion to approve for the approval to submit the KDHE grants and for the commission chair to sign the grants applications?
I would move that we would submit the KDHE County Commission grant.
Okay, do we have a second? Second. I have a motion by Commissioner Metlin, a second by Commissioner Vasquez to apply for approval to submit grants to the KDHE and to allow the commission chair to sign those documents. All in favor, raise your right hand, please. Motion passes 5-0.
I just want to take a quick second, too, to thank you guys and also to thank all of the firefighters, volunteers, farmers, ranchers, everybody who goes out. I just want them to know that they're seen and that we're thankful for them and that I'm proud to come from this community that all steps up to help each other. Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, all of us. It's been a long week, and I just want to thank everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, item 9 is establish a baseline for starting wage for open positions regarding the sheriff's department, county attorney, health department, and EMT paramedics. Angela, I mean, we've all read this. Does anyone have any questions? Anyone have any questions, comments? Angela, do you have...
How do these compare to the previous baseline salaries? That information isn't here.
They are the same. There are no increases. These are the same as anybody that has previously held the position.
In the past year?
Yes, okay. Correct. I have 3 positions for the sheriff's department that would like to start. I believe 2 of them would like to start on Monday, and I just received another request for a sheriff's deputy starting date to be determined at $22 an hour. I have a detention officer at $18.54. All detention officers do start at $18.54 an hour, and then we have a records clerk proposed at $17 an hour. The county attorney has hired 2 secretaries that are starting at $15 an hour. They started this week. And then additionally, I do have requests for starting wages for all our open positions. We have some safety sensitive positions that if we continue to wait every 2 weeks, we are missing out on candidates. And so they would like to get approval for a base for a hiring wage. I have the sheriff's deputy at $20 to $22 based on experience. I have the records clerk at $16 to $17 an hour based on experience. All detention officers are at $18.54. Health department nurse at $26 to $29.50 based on experience. I have an AEMT at $16 to $17.50 with 3 to 5 years of experience. EMT is starting at $15 to $15.50 with 3 to 5 years of experience. A paramedic is starting at $18 with 3 to 5 years of experience to $19.50, and a road and bridge admin assistant at $18 an hour.
Okay, does anyone have any questions, comments?
The administrative assistant higher than normal for starting salary?
No. We could go with a range of 17 to 18 if you would prefer, based on experience.
John, do you have candidates for these positions in your department? Okay. Well, we were just told we were losing people every 2 weeks.
Ask what the starting wage is, and they hang out.
Okay, so there haven't been any actual applicants.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve these, or no other questions?
I make a motion to approve them as stated.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Louderback and a second by Commissioner Stanton to approve the baseline wages for the open positions in the Sheriff's Department, County Attorney Health Department, and EMT Paramedic Department. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes 5-0. Thank you. Item 10 is the 2026 airport lease for lease number 185.02, the Sheriff Department. It's a lease agreement. The City of Liberal Airport Manager has forwarded this agreement as they do yearly. The rental payment is $1,207.13 annually. No rate change from 2025. Recommendation is to review and approve the lease agreement. And this April, do you sign this, or is it the chair? And that the chair be allowed to sign the lease agreement.
Who's got the agreement?
They never change.
That's good.
Do you need to see the agreement before you make a motion? Do we have a motion to approve this lease agreement?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Stanton. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Stanton and a second by Commissioner Louderback to approve the 2026 airport lease 185.02 for the Sheriff Departments. And hopefully the city will get it sold to us in 2026.
Why does it say 187 or 185 at the bottom?
185.02. It's the
Oh,
that's
gotcha.
the lease number.
That's the number. Gotcha.
I'll just do it after. That's okay. Okay. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes 5-0. This is pay rate per position. Let's compare pay rates per position. Angela, present it to us.
I have a couple documents here. The first one I'm going to give you guys, this is going to list all the Seward County positions. It's got them salary and hourly. And then the second is the documents that I've compiled.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Over the past several weeks, I've conducted research to evaluate how our compensation structure and pay scales compare with those of similarly situated counties. Attached is the data for your review. At this point, I would appreciate direction from the board regarding how you would like to see this information organized and presented moving forward so that we can use it. What I have is some of them sent their own titles and pay ranges. Some filled out a spreadsheet that lists them based by job. So it's kind of just a collection of what all I've received. So if you guys can take a look and let me know how you would like to see it so that it can be utilized best, that would be helpful.
Angela, is your intent with doing this, and I think it kind of was from a prior discussion, that eventually this may get used to update our very
Yes.
antiquated
Yes.
quartile system?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Thank you, Angela. Item 12 is the Seward County Development Corp. Employee Agreement. This is to seek board approval for the Seward County Development Corp. Employees to become employees of the City of Liberal, with the Seward County maintaining its financial commitment of $200,000 annually paid directly to the city. This changes from the Seward County Development Corp. Being employees of Seward County to being employees of the City of Liberal. Seward County will continue its current $200,000 annual commitment, redirected as a payment to the City of Liberal. The county's 2026 payment to the city will be prorated based on salary and benefits expenses already paid by the county through May of 26. So the recommendation is to approve the transition of the employees of Seward County Development Corp. To the City of Liberal. Any questions, comments? Oh, April, I'm sorry.
Commissioners, I was just asked, Eli Swati, the Executive Director of Economic Development, unfortunately has had a death in the family, and so he wasn't able to be at the meeting. He planned to be at the meeting. He just wants the commissioners to know, whatever you decide, switching from being county employees to city employees, the services that they provide will not change, regardless of the decision made. He just wanted you all to know that really nothing changes other than if you decide to move them to city employees.
Okay. Do we have any other comments, questions, motion?
I'll make a motion that we, not sure exactly how we want this worded, that we transfer the payroll duties of the SCDC employees to the City of Liberal from Seward County as outlined in the agenda item number 12 dated 2/17/26.
That would be effective, the effective date would be
Effective May 1st. Is that our effective date? Effective May 1st, 2026.
Do we have a second?
I second it.
So we have a motion by Commissioner Stanton and a second by Commissioner Matlin to approve the proposal for the transition of Seward County Development Corp. Employees to the City of Liberal, authorize the proration of the $200,000 annual commitment for 2026 based on a 5/1/26 transfer date. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes 5-0. Next item is item 13. We have, what executive session do we have? We have legal.
Sorry. You will have a legal and you do have a personnel as well.
Okay.
And is the voter resolution illegal?
Yes.
Okay.
So, Forrest, how long do we need for the voter resolution?
10 minutes, no more than that.
Okay. All right.
I move to recess into executive session for consultation with our attorney, which would be deemed privileged in the attorney-client relationship under KSA 75-4319B2 for 10 minutes to include all the commissioners, April, Forrest, anybody else? Rock?
Unless I'm wrong, commissioners, even though you moved Brock out of administration, it's still your plan when I'm gone to ask him to cover administration?
We can talk. We can talk about that later.
Okay, so don't include him tonight then?
Sorry? He's been in there the whole time.
He's asking if you want to include him or not include him.
Is it okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
He's
And
been in
Brock.
the prior discussions, yeah.
Yeah, he's been in all the prior discussions. So Brock will be there too. And for 10 minutes, so it's 6:40. We'll be back at 6:50.
So within those 10 minutes, it's going to be everything.
Subject is a vote.
Subject is the BOTA resolution.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I will.
You say
Either one.
He did.
I have a second. I have a motion by Commissioner Metlin and a second by Commissioner Louderback to go into executive session for 10 minutes for consultation with the attorney to include the commission, April, Brock, and Forrest. We will resume the meeting at 6:50. All in favor, raise your right hand. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Thank you.
You need me to dial back in?
Well, they're supposed to. It's the time. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's like.
Do we need to take action on this right now and then go back?
Do we need to take action right now? Because we put it as 13C. Okay. Oh,
Well, I mean, we can do it now, Steve. We could do it now.
we can? Yeah, we made it 13C. Okay.
Red light.
No.
Yes.
Okay. So we're back out of executive session, and we did set this for 13C, but we'll slip it up to 13AA. So do we have any motion that needs to be made as a result of our executive session action?
I would ask that the motion specifically mention that it's approval of the settlement agreement for the VOTA complaints, and that language be incorporated into the minutes, because VOTA's going to want a copy of those.
You want me to do that, Steve?
Have at it.
Steve, I propose that we authorize, by our vote, authorize you to sign the settlement agreement dated the 2nd day of February 2026 by and between David W. Box, Earl Watt, and the Board of County Commissioners for Seward County, Kansas. Box and Watt collectively the complainants, and each party collectively the parties. This action to be recorded in the minutes for transmittal to BOTA tomorrow morning. And otherwise the language as stated in the settlement agreement.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the agreement as per Todd's statement. It's the BOTA settlement agreement. The second Todd's statement, Commissioner Stanton statement, sorry. And a second by Commissioner Vasquez. All in favor, raise your right hand. So the BOTA agreement, BOTA settlement agreement has been signed and will be submitted tomorrow morning. Okay. Item
Thank you, everyone.
It's been a long road, but we're here.
Yeah, agree. Would you all like me to stick around for the rest of the meeting? It looks like from the agenda that we're into the comments. I'm happy to stay if you'd like me to, but if you don't, I can cut out.
Please stay.
Okay, will do.
Okay. John, we have how long? You said 15 seconds. 15 seconds. 15 minutes.
Okay. I move to recess into executive session for discussion of personnel matters of non-elected personnel under KSA 75-4319B1 for 15 minutes to include the commissioners and Forrest. Sorry, the commissioners and Forrest to reconvene in the commissioners' chambers at 15 minutes.
7:09.
7:09. This discussion will be personnel.
Administrative. Okay, do I have a second?
I will.
I have a motion by Commissioner Mentland, a second by Commissioner Lauterbach to go into executive session for personnel matters for 15 minutes, resume at 7:09, and the subject will be county administrator. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes 5-0. Back to 15 minutes.
Back from executive session, but we are going to move to recess back into executive session for discussion of personnel matters of non-elected personnel under KSA 75-4319B1 for 10 more minutes to include Forrest and the whole commission to reconvene in, it'll be 10, so 7:20, and the discussion will be admin personnel matters.
Second?
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Matlin, a second Commissioner Stanton, to go back into executive session for personnel matters for 10 minutes to resume at 7:20 to include the commission and Forest Roads. All in favor? Motion passes 4-0 with one absent for a minute. Okay, we're back out of the executive session with no action. We need one more.
One more executive session, hopefully. Move to recess into executive session for discussion of personnel matters of non-elected personnel under KSA 75-4319 B1 for 15 minutes to include Forrest, the commission, and April this time. Subject matter will be personnel matters and administration. It's 7:21. We need 15 minutes, so 36.
7:36. So we have
36.
We have a second.
I will. Yes.
We have a motion by Commissioner Metlin, a second by Commissioner Louderback to go into executive session for 15 minutes to include the commission, Horace Rhodes, the attorney, and April Warden, county administrator. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes 5-0.
Oh.
Okay, we're back out of executive session. We really have no action. We do have,
Yeah, we have a couple comments coming out of executive session.
Hang on, John. He's shutting the.
Can you hear us, Forrest?
Yes, you're coming through fine.
Okay. A couple comments, I guess. The first one that goes back to I guess this goes back 2 sessions ago.
about the Boda.
About Boda comments. There's been some discussion, Mary, about the letter that will go out to the 178 people that filed. We think that should come from you, from the treasurer's office, and Forrest is definitely can help you with the wording or how that's going to be. But we think that should come from your office, not from a law firm in Wichita. We think that gives the wrong impression. So I think there might have been some misunderstanding, but that's how we'd like it to go, Mary.
So is he going to type it up?
I'm sure we can probably arrange somebody to help.
Can you get with Forrest tomorrow?
Language. But yeah,
to get the wording proper. That's what John said. Get the wording properly.
Forrest is expecting you to reach out, or Forrest to reach out to you tomorrow. But can you two make sure you guys talk tomorrow and get the language figured out? But we want it coming from your office.
And we've got some timing on this, Mary. The importance of getting the settlement to Boda is different from getting these letters out. So the letters are not something that have to go out the door tomorrow. But yeah, I'll reach out in the morning and we can work on the language.
Well, I know because whenever we did settlements in the past, the attorney would type them up and use the address, and then the county treasurer would sign off on them, and then the attorney would mail them out. But we can, I guess, work together to coordinate that. But I don't want to do that verbiage on that letter.
We understand that.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll help you with the language.
Okay.
That's not a problem.
Yep, and that's fine. We can get together tomorrow on that.
We want it to come from Seward County, and we don't want to pay the law office to do it for us.
And that's perfectly fine. I mean, and that's how we've handled settlements in the past when it was tax related. I think, on the DCP one, you guys saw that, all of that stuff. So I'm fine with that. But I did not want to write those letters personally because of the law stuff on that. So
verbiage needs to be Forrest approved. Yep.
I agree. That's where I would be at that.
I think we're on the
Thank you, Mary.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll move to item 14, administration. I'm sorry?
I thought you had second comments.
Oh,
I don't think so.
but you said
Did I say I had a couple comments? Well,
Okay.
He meant 2 sentences.
I'm yeah.
I even wrote it down in the minutes, couple comments.
Sorry, Stacey. Strike that out and put John had one comment. Yeah, I might have a comment in the closing out here, but that's all I had from the executive session.
Okay, so item 14 is administration comments. April.
Good evening, commissioners. I have supplied you with my Friday report. I had hoped to get one together today because, as you'll recall, I am out of the office tomorrow, but I will be back in town on Saturday, and so I will try to provide it to you over the weekend. You got a lengthy weekly update on Monday, and a large part of my week, there probably won't be a lot on the weekly update, has been spent at the fires. And so arranging water trucks, contacting farmers with tractors and disc, providing the food and beverages. We've had a road and bridge crew out there. As we discussed tonight, and I think Chief Barkley and I will work through this, a lot of people didn't have radio communication, and they're out in the middle of the fire, and we'll work on that. We've had a lot of people that have come forward in the community to provide us with donations. So we had a need for some gloves. I want to thank CF Supply for coming, donating gloves. There's a lot of people. I don't want to leave anybody out, so we'll wait and put an inclusive list together as Rosa and I work through our notes of all of those people that we need to thank and that have helped with everything. But I do want to give a obvious big thank you to the firefighters, but our road and bridge crew, and we have two of them that came in straight from the fire this evening, and that is Mark Johnson and Brock Feiner, as well as we've had 7 to 8 road and bridge employees there the entire time. Big shout out to them. They've really put in a lot of hard work, and we're able to build a lot of berms and fire breaks that help that fire from spreading any further. And just a big shout out to the community. It's been a big ordeal, and as always, we come together as a community and have had a lot of support. We have made arrangements, even though I won't be here tomorrow for food, we still will be getting food and drinks out to the firefighters and those that are helping us. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Vasquez, we'll start your end since Todd's busy signing his name away.
I just continuing a little bit of what April was saying. This community is awesome to be able to step up in the way that they did in a situation that seemed very dire. Fire all over the place. So, yes, there's too many names to name right now, but we will get a list together. But it's an awesome community, and even though it seems like these past couple months have been really negative towards the county and everything going on within all of this, I just want everybody to remember this type of moment right now where we come together and the best of humanity shows, where people, just out of nowhere volunteer and put themselves in positions that are dangerous, that they don't need to be, but choose to protect the people around them. So thank you so much to everybody that does that daily. So
Commissioner Benton.
Just a repeat of what they said. It was pretty overwhelming when you're out there and all the support. It makes you glad or proud to live where we do. Just a wonderful community and all the support. It's awesome. Like I say, we'll get a list. I can think of 27 people off the top of my head that I saw out there helping, or different groups, but we'll get that all put together and make sure we make it right with everybody. But man, what an effort. It's amazing where everybody came together. So just thanks to the community of Liberal and Seward County and Meade, Plains, 102 counties or something in Kansas, and I'll bet half of them had trucks out there at that fire. It seemed like they were from everywhere. So what a deal. Pretty thankful. That's all I got.
A lot of it, I want to echo what they're saying. It's a great time to unify. One note I would like to add is all of the ranches that have surrounded this. I can't believe how many guys have offered to help to pay for what Road and Bridge has done and other things. They're very thankful. They could very much see the things you guys have done, and thankful for everything that we've had through all of this, because this could have been a lot worse, and we've managed to get through. It's bad enough as it is, but it could have been way worse.
Well, it's been a long year, but we've got it. We have an amended budget that fits within the revenues of this county. So thank you to all of you, especially the new guys, for helping us get that done. And people are looking for things to progress forward instead of look back, and we can't discuss specifics, but there were some discussions along those lines tonight, and I think that will be very beneficial to this process as we go forward. So have positive thoughts, and I think you're going to see some really good things happen from this commission going forward with the budget process.
Okay, y'all said a lot. I don't normally have a lot to say. I'll try to say it without whatever. And I don't want to imply fire department, my goodness, they've done a tremendous job, all the volunteers. People are calling up. We're not having to call for food. People are calling up and volunteering for dropping it off. Cases and cases and pallets of water. People that may be critical of Seward County, they're not critical when it's time like this. Do you need 50 hamburgers or you need this? So what do we owe you? They don't want our money. I look back at Andrew, new guy in town. You guys put together 200 sandwiches, boxes of chips. I mean, there's a lot. I don't want to single anyone out, but I mean, it's the kind of people we got in Southwest Kansas. So, and April, come stand up here. Blake, stand up. John, stand up. No, stand up. Pyro, stand up. April, come stand face the crowd. Okay? We were here for a special meeting on Tuesday. I was here 1:30ish, getting ready for a meeting. Word came in of a fire west of town. Not once did April order anybody to do anything. You guys disagree with me? You tell me right now. April said at least 1,000 times, what can I do to help? What do you need? Never any orders, anything done. She was like, she took, I don't want to, you have firefighters and you have people behind the scenes. Rock Ormiston said it best when I called him yesterday, thanked him for his disc and said, do you need anything? He's like, no. I said, Rock, can we bring you food, whatever? Do you need any parts? I said, and my comment to Rock was, Rock, I'm not worth much. I'm an old guy. I can't drive a truck or a tractor, but I can haul food to you. I can do this. And Rock's comment to me, and he made it to Clay, same comment, takes a village. That means we all can't be on the fire truck. We can't be all on this or that, but we can all do something. And that's exactly what happened. You guys, you have no idea what it was like Tuesday afternoon. The call was made for fire trucks, for water trucks. In short order, we had 10 water trucks from people in this area. And those trucks worked night and day. John had 2 trucks in Liberal. They were rolling. He had a place for water. Those are all important things. He had a place for water. He brought 2 more trucks. John had 4 trucks here still got one here, right?
He came home tonight.
So, 48 hours. He had trucks here, furnishing water. They were talking about fuel. Come Tuesday night, we had fire trucks needing fuel. We were scrambling. Where do we get fuel at? You know what John said? They were transferring fuel with 5-gallon bucket from his trucks to the fire trucks. Okay? Hyro was lining up trucks. Clay, I never seen Clay. Because Clay was taking care of Bluebill. We had all our fire personnel west of town. Clay stepped up, knew the territory, and took care of it. Clay probably hasn't had 2 hours of sleep in the last 2 days. But that's what these guys do. You know, they step up when they're needed. We don't interfere. We're helping. And, you know, I look at Angela, Hillary, Mark. You look terrible. You've been up for 2 days. No, but these guys aren't complaining. But I want to recognize, you know, there's been some comments that aren't true. These commissioners, you know, they're basically volunteers. They stepped up. Hauled a lot of food. You know, did a lot of things. So we'll get everybody together and thank them all at once. But I just want to get this out. April, we got the tax situation behind us.
Forest Rhodes has left the conference.
But we're going to move forward. April's going to, you know, we're going to have to keep up with the budget. Don't get me wrong, but April's going to be back doing her job. She has the unanimous consent.
Forrest is now joining the conference.
April has 100%.
you.